It's the true party king, architect of the scheming mind palace. Ho ho! Welcome to episode 0017. I am so happy you could join me on this very special new camera angle that I'm trying out. I think I'm gonna keep switching it up, who knows what I might be doing next. The poem for this week, for episode or question 0017, comes out of our favorite little book over here. And the title is, "What are the sacred scars of the second SARS?" Again, another coronavirus film. How lovely. The pandemic's pain permeates people's peace. However, did we ever truly transcend tranquility? Or did we decide to digest distractions? Perhaps this planetary pandemic contains the cure to our consumerist culture. As the synthetic society slowly sickens through superficial satisfaction, seek shallow subconscious solidarity. And there we have it. So, what was the purpose of the poem this time? Why have I labeled the scars so sacred? Because there is a lesson to be learned in it. It takes moments of pure desperation, of true despair, for everyone to wake up to what is going on this whole time. Whether we're talking about essential workers that, our society never truly gave them the respect they deserved before they're labeled essential. And are we just going to let this label of essential worker disappear as soon as they're gone? I mean, how many of these superficial celebrities are coming out pretending to be like, this is the great equalizer, we're all getting the virus together. And it's like, yeah. And if anything, it is awakening our realization that our fascination for those Silicon Valley personas, those Hollywood Hills objects, soulless constructs, that is all that they are. Just icons, just little Barbie dolls to be played with and idealized until we recognize the true rot that it brings to our society. And as such, I feel like that's the unfortunate beauty that this pandemic has caused, is just like, the fake people is also recognized or made us recognize our fake money, stuff like fiat currency that we would never truly think about before. Now it's like, are you kidding me? How can you not realize that all this money is just being printed out of thin air and they're basically just rotting the dollar away, and they're not doing anything truly constructive. They're not creating anything. They're just eroding it all. The foundation from our forefathers being left to ferment. And our children and our children's children will have to pay the price if we're not willing to act. And that is what I choose to do. I choose to act with my business goals, with my ideas. I mean, I just began my first week at the London Real Accelerator Academy, and it was quite enjoyable. You know, wasn't a cheap endeavor, but I truly trust Brian Rose to give me the tools that I need to create the vision that I have with the skills that I have to truly make a difference in this world. Like he said on the first day, we should all just close our eyes. That's something I want all of you to do. Just close your eyes for a minute. Just imagine where you will be in 5 years in your most ideal situation. I'm sure for all my listeners, they'll know that my vision is, world peace. It is saving this planet. And as such, my idea of, creating the Mind Palace as a business venture with this video podcast being the foil that brings in people to recognize, like, oh, this is a cool thing you're doing. Wait, how can I get involved? How can I get involved? How can I have one? Why wouldn't everyone want their own little dose of insanity to be curated? Because in the end, as far as I can tell, I'm a weirdo to the nth degree. I'm the weirdest weirdo that I've ever known. But that's only because I know myself that well. I'm quite certain that if everyone else were truly honest with themselves, they would realize that they're really weird too. And you aren't going to be truly happy unless you embrace that inner weirdo. So, why not just hop into my little cabin and we'll have a fun time of it. Now, of course, you can't just hop into this right now because of quarantine. But spiritually and, with what I'm going to be developing, you'll be able to build it in your own home. And not only that, but, if I get enough funding through this, I can then build them in like third world countries or places where they truly need food and other forms of sustenance to grow themselves into the best versions of themselves and to be true citizens of the world. I mean, actually, the UN said if they were to spend money on anything in the entire world, what would be the most productive thing? What would be the greatest return on investment? And it is to feed children in these third world countries. Because think about it, if you just give them enough food to be healthy and productive and, be psychologically and mentally capable of becoming great scientists or engineers or doctors or whatever, who knows what our world could accomplish together. And I guess that's sort of my duty as the architect of the Scheming Mind Palace, is to kind of try and get as many of these weird component parts together into a nice cohesive plan to save the world. So will you join me? I hope so. Anyways, have a good day. Logging off from the Scheming Mind Palace. Adios.